Thank you for being in our lives. I love you and I'm grateful. Now let's get on to this baby girl. I stand here as a father, of course, filled with love, joy, and pride. I'm going to share with you some stories on the inside of how this beautiful bride came to be before you today. As well as many of the life lessons that I learned from her. So does that really sound right? Aren't we supposed to be the parents that are supposed to teach our kids everything? Yeah, we try, but we also learn a lot from our kids. Sorry, gotta turn the page. Talia Marie Fisher. This bundle of joy was brought to us on October 26, 2002. I felt on top of the world that day. I had $1 million family now. I had a boy and a girl. However, then the fear struck me. Oh my goodness. I don't know what to do with girls. I have no idea. What shall I ever do? Then as I'm holding my baby girl for the first time, I look over at her older brother Trey, who was not even 2 years old at the time. And I thought to myself, I'm gonna make this guy a freaking amazing ninja warrior beast because nobody's gonna fuck with my little girl. And then I had a light bulb moment. Oh yeah, I got Nolan and Devin, we're older cousins too. With the three of us, we got this shit. Little did I know I would never need that. Fast forward about 7 years. We're at one of Trey's hockey tournaments, of course. And as parents, we would all bring RVs and camp together, and lots of kids around. And I used to have this little trick where I used to say to Wendy, oh yeah, I'm gonna take Talon for a nap. You know, he needs a nap. But really that nap was for me. So as I'm sitting in the top bunk that day, I hear all the girls around the back of the trailer. And yeah, the familiar voice of Talia came up. But yet, it wasn't in the same tone that I usually hear Talia. And this is what she said. She said, hey Madison, if you're not gonna be nice to me, you can go somewhere else because I'm not putting up with this. Side note on that must have came from Wendy's family because my family is very good natured and we don't like controversy. Lesson learned from Talia that day. That even with family boys surrounding her, this kid can handle herself and she wasn't gonna take shit from anyone. Going back to what I could possibly do for this little girl. So our spoiled little brat Trey, he used to get a lot of hockey and motocross and stuff like that. So Wendy and I decided that we wanted to do something special for Talia and Talia only. So, what could be more special than a trip to Disneyland where Talia could be the princess of the day? So, we booked this trip. But to keep it a surprise, we're kind of like, you know what? We're just going to tell her we're going to Alberta to see Uncle Gordy. And we're going through the airport, and Wendy and I are kind of going, okay, dealing with the customs, and it's getting a little bit much. Why don't we just take her aside and tell her what's really going on? So, we did. We took her aside and we said, you know what, Talia? We're going to take you to Disneyland. This is your special day. Princess Day. It's all about you and nothing but you. And that's when our sweet little girl turned to us with a horrible scowl and said, This is a stupid surprise. I want to see Uncle Gordy. I was freaking crushed. Wendy knew it, and I was smoking cigarettes at the time. She said, "You don't have a cigarette?" Well, I've had 5. Then we finally get to Disneyland, and it's that special day. Talia's got her hair all done up, and she's looking sweet. And we're walking into Disneyland through the gates. I'm holding her hand, and I look at Talia. And I said, "You know what, Talia? If you see Pocahontas, you let Daddy know, because Daddy loves Pocahontas. Don't ask, don't judge." So then we finally get into the princess meeting. Talia sat down with her first princess, and it was Snow White. Snow White looks at her and says, "Oh my goodness, you are such a beautiful girl." At that time, Talia says, "Excuse me, Pocahontas. Do you know where... excuse me, Snow White, sorry. Do you know where Pocahontas is? Because my daddy loves Pocahontas." Another reason for Wendy to shake her head at me. Lessons learned from that trip. I can ask Talia anything, and she will do her best to get it done. Although I never did meet Pocahontas that day, so you owe me one. Another lesson I learned from Talia that day. No matter how many special things you try to buy her, or special things you try to do, family comes first, and it trumps all. As Talia's father, I'm here to tell you, I screwed up. I screwed up a lot, actually. There was a time not overly long ago where Talia and I didn't really communicate much or see much of each other. I needed to address it. This could not go on any longer. Thankfully, she agreed to meet me. Just the two of us sitting by a fire, going over the past, brought out many answers to questions we both had and the groundwork on what to do moving forward. It was crippling for me. How did I not see this? How did I let these things happen? Well, I'll tell you how. It was because I didn't take the time until sitting by that fire that day. All of it could have been avoided if I'd just taken the time to listen. So Talia, you do teach me a lot. Lessons I learned from you that day. Communication is a must, like your mother says. If you're stewing on something, or you have a question, why not just ask? And then when you do ask, be present and just listen to the answer. We're all gonna fuck up, as long as we recognize it and are willing to do the work to correct it. These things in turn will only make us stronger. All great things in life, you must experience a little pain before you experience the pleasure. Seeing you as a grown woman now, Talia, I don't know how you could be any more successful. And I'm not talking about money, I'm talking about, because money makes the world go round and round, but at the end of the day, it's quality of life and happiness that are far above. I listen to you when you stop by and visit me after your work, and your eyes light up about your job, and it obviously fills your cup. I'm proud of the drive and how you're always willing to work towards something, whether it be renovating the house or getting that bus license for your job. Nothing seems to stop you. I love how you embrace music, you sing, and you dance without a care in the world about what anybody thinks. So to all that are present, I know it would mean so much to T if you could all just be vulnerable for today and let the music move and take you where it needs to go. Just about, I'm sorry, it's a little long speech, but my girl wears her heart on her sleeve. Talia, I am in total awe of the energy and love that you permeate when you talk about Keegan or your fur babies or anyone in your family for that matter. Sorry. Truth be told, the young lady you become is everything and more than I've ever dreamed. So at this part of the speech, we usually do the, you'll always be my baby girl. But honestly, there's much more. So I'm going to leave you with this. And I'm going to read it right off the paper. You are a person noted for your courageous acts or nobility of character. You are also a person who, in the opinion of others, has special achievements, abilities, or personal qualities, and is regarded a role model or ideal. That, my love, is the dictionary description of a hero. Talia Hahn, you're my fucking hero.